What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Movie Mob Podcast. My name is Nick, and I'm joined from Gotham City Theater live, RJ Curreri. RJ, thanks for being here.
Good to be here, as always.
It is always good to be here. This side of the grass,
You get a haircut?
depending on who you ask. Yes, no, it all just fucking fell off the sides. Yeah,
Dang. Oh, that's good. Fell off in the right places.
That's right. Yeah, well, there's not much left up top either. Let me tell you.
Right.
Okay. If you're just tuning in for the first time, Movie Mob Podcast premieres every Friday at 6 p.m. You should like this video and subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends during this holiday season. We got a lot of good topics today. The first one, bingo bango, season 2 of Peacemaker trailer dropped. It's going to be streaming on Max starting August 21st. And we got a first look at, I got to make sure I specify the way I say this, Hawkgirl.
Yep.
Guy Gardner and Maxwell Lord. I don't know who that last one is. RJ, take it away.
Thank you. Well, so obviously, we'll address the elephant in the room.
Hey,
The first
I've been
season of
losing weight.
Peacemaker-
What do you mean?
Hey, the first season of Peacemaker. When did that come out? It had to be like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, I think it was a little while ago.
Whenever it was, I think it was before James Gunn took over DC.
Okay.
So then obviously that happened in the interim. So now what James Gunn said he's going to do with this series is put this season 2 in his new universe, because the first season, obviously with that finale, takes place in Zack Snyder's one when Ben Affleck's Batman. You see Jason Momoa at the end of that season. Remember that?
And he says you should show. Actually, how could I not remember it?
Yes.
I just rewatched the entire season 1 like this past weekend, like less than 24 hours ago.
Right.
Yeah.
So now somehow I think we get a little tease of how he's going to do it, but somehow this new season is going to take place in the new kind of reboot universe.
Okay.
And the proof of that is Hawkgirl, Guy Gardner, and Maxwell Lord are three characters that will be appearing in the Superman movie. So this is kind of the first introduction to this. Maxwell Lord is he runs like more of like not a vigilante group, but kind of just like the B list of the Justice League, kind of.
Okay.
Not the A-list guys. He's kind of like a villain too, but that's played by James Gunn's brother, Sean Gunn.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited that we're finally starting to see his universe blossom. Because we've been talking about it for a while. So now here we go. We're kickstarting. We got Superman in July, this in August. I'm looking forward to it. What do you think?
Well, James Gunn wrote and directed all of the first season as well.
Correct.
And I got to tell you, it's not. I like James Gunn. And who's the guy who did Matt Reeves did Batman, the most recent one, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So I don't know what it is about these guys and the way. Not that Matt Reeves has anything to do with this, but I'm just saying, like that style of. I really liked Peacemaker. I think it reminded me. It's reminiscent of like The Boys, kind of, sort of like there's that humor and everything is somewhat grounded in reality. It's not just not that I mind. I mean, and Superman's coming out too, and I'm very excited to see that.
It's for adults.
It is not for kids. Anybody who says Peacemaker is for kids, they should be arrested. All right. But
which is funny though, because James Gunn could also make a Guardians of the Galaxy, which is great for kids. He can do both.
Sure. Yeah. No, but Peacemaker specifically, I think John Cena's great. I think he's hilarious. And he plays a douche really well. And I don't know. I liked all of them. I'm excited. I'm excited for season 2.
Well,
I think it's great.
To your point about James Gunn and Matt Reeves, I think they make very different styles of movies, but I think what they have in common is they have a style. I think especially with like the Marvel movies, like 90% of the time when you're watching a Marvel movie, you can't identify who directed it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're all kind of the same. With James Gunn, it's a James Gunn movie. He has his style. It's Matt Reeves, which I think is great. I think if we had more of that, we'd have better product.
Yeah.
But I think, so I'm pumped. Yeah, I agree with you there.
Yeah, I think that's good.
And I think that's why James Gunn will be successful heading DC, because I think he knows that the key is diversity in the stories.
Equity,
you know what I'm saying? Like
and
bringing
inclusion.
in different people.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. What is
I, you said diversity and I said equity and inclusion.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think, yeah, I think, you know what? I don't really, I don't care necessarily about who directs it, but
Mm.
I get, I agree with you. I'm getting there mentally. It's been a
Yeah,
long
yeah,
day.
yeah.
No, I agree with you that they have a style. I don't care whose style it's in as long as there is a style, you know? Um,
Yeah, and an
on
interesting take.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like I want to see something that's a little different, but in the same realm. Obviously, the baseline is there. It can't be difficult necessarily to create a show about characters that have been made and are around for 50 years or whatever it is, you
Right.
know. Not that it's not difficult, but you know what
But I
I'm
will
saying? Like to create the yeah.
adapt it. Yeah.
Right, because you don't need like if I told you if I said, "All right, Joe, let's make a Superman movie, you and me." You're not going to give him powers that he doesn't already have. If you did, it could be
Exactly. Yeah, you're
huge.
playing within some kind of a sandbox.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. But that doesn't mean that you can't build a castle. Okay?
Mhm.
You know,
Yes,
you got
beautifully said.
you got to be able you can play in all the different sandboxes and then you work within your limitations, okay? So,
Mhm.
with Spider-Man, you got to have great responsibility with the great power, you
Yeah,
know?
Uncle Ben's gotta die, you gotta go through yeah.
Right. Right. You got to keep the baseline.
Batman's parents have to die, yeah. Well,
Everything yeah.
everyone's gotta die.
Yeah, lots of death.
Yeah.
Right, but I mean, you know, all of those things being said, you can still put your own twist on it, and you can have your own style of shooting, and obviously the storyline has nothing to do really with the like in Peacemaker season 1. It kind of takes place. He's already grown up. It takes place after Suicide
Mhm.
Squad. He busts out of jail, and then we have this. You know what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you watch The Suicide Squad before watching that show, or did you just watch the show?
No, I just watched the show initially. I have watched Suicide
Yeah.
Squad since, but my first uh viewing of Peacemaker, I watched Peacemaker season 1 before I watched Suicide Squad, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I didn't think it really took anything
Um,
away, honestly.
no, I don't think so either. But I mean, yeah, to your point about adapting characters, I think what James Gunn does best is he takes these really like honestly like probably C-list comic book characters. Like I like people knowing that unless you're a big comic book fan, you didn't know who Peacemaker was until this show came out.
Yeah,
Like I
or like the
didn't,
polka
right?
dot guy.
Yeah, exactly. Like he takes those really bizarre ones and he makes them work because he kind of has that weird style that plays so good, which is why I think it's really interesting that he's doing Superman because that's the total opposite of what he usually does. He doesn't usually go for those big like Superman's the big one, right?
But he's the one. He's the one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh yeah, like think about it. They're all called superheroes, right? But
Mhm.
Superman's the only one with super in his name. Like
Yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah.
the one. He's the guy.
It's a good point. It's a
Uh,
good point.
yeah. Well, I mean, you have Supergirl. We're gonna get comments now. People are gonna say, "What about the
Yeah,
girl?
yeah.
What about the all
They're
that
all
stuff?"
yeah, but he led it. He led the
There
charge.
would be no Supergirl without Superman. Okay.
Yep. And I think we should say we're recording this on Monday.
Mm.
A Superman trailer, a new one's supposed to drop tomorrow. So people are wondering. We're just a day ahead of that.
Day late and a
I'm
dollar
sure.
short. That's what.
Yeah, we'll talk about it next week. Hopefully, Matt will be back. We could talk about that next week.
Yeah, I think that'll be
But
good to
they're
have
up
that.
in the marketing for that a lot. It's coming out. It's coming around in July.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's good. They dropped a
Mhm.
little teaser and then they dropped a little BTS and then we got another trailer coming out tomorrow. They did I sent you the thing, the Times Square, New York. They had
Yeah. Yep.
which
They
I think
did
is
an
pretty
ad with
cool.
Jason Tatum crossover.
Yep.
Um, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I mean, I know for you, you're a Peacemaker fan. You watch the first season, so I know it doesn't matter as much to you how it connects to the broader universe. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? Like to you, you just want a good story, and I'm the same way. But it does excite me that we're finally seeing this unfold. Like I'm excited to see what James Gunn's got cooking. I'm there. You know?
I like the referencing of other characters and having people be within the same world or the same realm of whatever
Yeah.
it is. Like I like that. I don't know if I want things to be necessarily larger than their story. It becomes very difficult to follow. If you can't As an example, and I'm not saying he's going to do this, but as an example, if it was Peacemaker, and then they bring other people in, and then there's something happening in China, and then they got to fly over here. Like it becomes like too big sometimes. And my favorite stories, like the reason I liked Peacemaker season 1 so much, RJ, is because it was just this little group of people, and everything was happening right in this town that they were dealing with right there. And it was still a really big. I mean, they're dealing with an alien invasion, you know. So
Yeah.
it was still a big concept, but a tight story, and they kept it basic, and they kept it James Gunn kept it in a way that was easily digestible. And how do we save the day? What do we do? Here's the circumstances. Let's go. You
Yeah.
know, I don't know.
Well,
Go ahead.
I think that's something that, yeah, they definitely got to be careful about. And I think hopefully they'll learn from where the MCU has made missteps, because I think what Marvel eventually got to the point was you couldn't go into a movie without having seen the 25 movies before it, or without having seen now like the 10 spin-off shows on Disney Plus.
Right.
So to your point, a person like you who really doesn't, maybe not interested in all of those things, you should be able to go into one of them and be able to at least like understand the story. But so hopefully they learn from that. I think James Gunn's smart enough. He was in the MCU, so he maybe knows too where they made mistakes,
Sure.
you know.
Yeah.
But I'm
No.
with you. You shouldn't have to be required to watch. People only have so much time in a day. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to keep up with all that.
Right. Well, and
Yeah.
it's the Star Wars argument, right? So like you don't have to watch the prequels to watch episode 4, because it's the one that he started with.
Yeah.
You have to be
Mhm.
able to go into things and go, here's the setting, and you got this guy with a creepy helmet. And then his dad's a Nazi. Like I mean, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
great. And you keep going and going and going, and you don't need to know all of the back. See, here's the thing. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't watch the backstory stuff or all of the rest of the content. It just means you don't need it in order to also enjoy this as a standalone piece. That's all I'm saying.
To
So,
me, it should enhance it if you've seen it, but if you haven't, it should still stand alone on its own, right?
and I'll go this far. It should also still be good. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't say, well, it's in the grand scheme of all the stuff that they've done, this is really good too because it helps answer questions with. Fuck you.
Mhm.
If it can't stand alone, it's not good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
So
similar to how we feel about CGI, I think, and how CGI is at its best when it enhances things that
yeah,
are already practical, right? The foundation.
yeah. I feel like if it's enhancing, we're good. If it's used very minimally to clean up very few things, I'm a fan of it. I don't need, and when I say the CGI, I mean like if you have characters floating around on a whatever and they're on wires, you use that to take out the wires. I don't need
Right.
everything. Like the new Lilo and Stitch movie, get out of here. What are we doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Well, I had sent you that video the other week of Revenge of the Sith, and how that Mustafar sequence, the rocks and the lava were real. Like they filmed the miniature of the flowing lava.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
obviously, they added the other shit, the robots and the floating things. But at least it's a combination, right? It's not 100% computer generated.
Right. Exactly.
Lord of the Rings did a great job of that.
Yeah. Well, Lord of the Rings that's a masterpiece right
Probably
there.
the numero uno
Hmm.
in terms of that.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's why, I like these what I thought was funny? This will be very interesting as
Mhm.
our careers continue, RJ. Just talking about practical versus CGI. Because of AI and the ability to kind of generate any image you want. I want your opinion on this. Does it kind of take away a little bit from what can be done with CGI? I mean, obviously we know like, teams of people go in and they work on this stuff or whatever, but someday you're going to be able to just type in, show me this doing
Well,
this, and it's going to happen for a movie. I'm saying right now you can get an image, but I'm saying,
yeah.
give me a movie.
Well, it's
I think I'm just saying, my opinion, and I'd love to hear yours, but my opinion is that it's going to drive the industry back toward practical stuff because it's going to be, if it's CGI,
mm,
you're going to say, oh, well, you just typed it in, it's no big deal, right? Whereas practical stuff, if you have
yeah.
BTS footage, if you have all this stuff where it's like, hey, we built this place, it's a real thing, like the rebuilding the Vatican for Conclave, all that stuff is really important.
Yeah.
Um, and it's going to show the real work and artistry that goes into the industry. But go ahead, what do you think?
No, I mean, I'm definitely with you because I'm already seeing it. I was at work the other week in an edit,
Mhm,
and one of the editors we had a picture, an old photo where we needed to take someone out of it,
mhm.
and normally, you'd have to open up, Photoshop
Oh,
or
yeah.
another thing, and do the whole process, fill in the blank spot. Now he literally typed in something. Adobe has an AI program,
Yeah,
and it removed the guy in an instant, and it replaced the background.
yeah.
So that's what we have now. So now 20 years from now, what are they going to be able to do? But I think to your point, I think unfortunately those big studio things they're going to do what's cheaper. I think it's more up to the independent, smaller films to kind of if they want to go the practical route, and try to bring that back.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't
Because
necessarily
to a
disagree.
studio, it's going to be cheaper to press a button on a computer.
Sure. I also find it
Yeah.
funny, it's gonna create a new split in the groups in the industry. So, like, as it is right now, you have big, uh 2 big, like, groups that you can land in, I guess. You have the film,
Mhm.
actual celluloid film people, and you have digital people. And granted, there's like a ton of people in the middle who don't care, right? But you
Mhm.
have the people who are diehard. I only shoot on 16 or 35 or whatever it is, and then I have people that are
Tarantino.
right, and then you have people that are like, oh, I only shoot digital. You can do so much more with digital. Blah blah blah. Okay, I think you're gonna have people that are like, oh, I only do practical. I love practical stuff, practical
Mhm.
effects, and then you're gonna have people who are like, I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know why they would do that. You just type in AI, and it's done. I could
Well,
definitely see
again,
that being
it goes back to having everyone having a style and a preference.
sure. Well, sure, but
Yeah.
also I feel like the I don't know. I feel like the AI thing is just it's a little too removed. At least with the CGI stuff, there's a team of people who have to actually animate
Yeah.
and physically create the stuff. With the AI, you literally you just press a button and then there's your shit. You know.
Yeah. To me, I feel like we were talking about Revenge of the Sith the other
Mm,
week.
mm.
I feel like George Lucas is kind of the Oppenheimer of the film world
Ooh,
because he was the one that Revenge of the Sith was the first fully digital shot on digital film, I think.
wow.
Like, so he was a huge pioneer of like, no, we're shooting this whole thing digitally. We're going to use CGI. And honestly, if he didn't do that, I don't know if it would have developed as fast as it did
Sure.
because after Revenge of the Sith, it blew up,
Yeah.
right? He was kind of the first guy to pioneer that.
Well,
But with that comes good and bad things, right?
I was just gonna say. So, like, part of the reason that we're able to do this show and everything else is because digital became so big, right?
Yeah.
Um, so I don't think it's a bad thing, and I don't even think AI is
Mhm.
necessarily a bad thing. But I feel like Hollywood
It's
is
all about how you use it.
yeah, but it's really people who are like I would say the top guys, the Nolans, the Tarantinos, the you know what I mean,
Mm.
Scorsese. I highly doubt that you're going to see a lot of AI coming out of them now with the Marvel universe and the big studio stuff that are just cash grabs to keep them billionaires.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see a lot of AI out of
Yeah.
it, but I don't know if like, when people start talking about film and, the cinema people that are, "Oh, this is cinema." Those
Mhm.
fucking people, they're gonna be like, "Yeah, why would I watch that? It's all AI generated. It's
Yeah.
bullshit," you know? I just think it'll be interesting. Um,
I prefer like I love a movie that's shot on film. I do definitely think it looks better. I think the colors are better.
mm,
With that said though, that versus the headache and the expense of shooting on film, I think is, the argument of why and you can do a lot in digital that mimics film, you know?
exactly,
So I think it's
exactly.
yeah, it's more of the ease of mind and the ease of the process,
Yeah, I think
but I do
a
love
digital film with practical effects, I'm cool. I'm good. You know what
right.
I mean? Like, I'll
And it's
watch it.
all lighting too. It's just so many digital films look bad because the lighting is flat.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
no lighting depth. Yeah, that's a lot of it.
yeah. Yeah, people are dude,
I mean,
people are
look at
so
not to
afraid to,
plug
like
our own thing, but if you look at Cold, like we shot that on digital, but between the coloring and the lighting of that, and
it
the you put an overlay on it, it
yeah. So I
you know,
listen,
it it's
I'm
not that it
very
looks like
wary. I'm very wary about talking about our own stuff only because we're so biased with it. But I will say
yeah.
that I'm a major jackass when it comes to this shit. And if I thought
Mhm.
that Cold looked like shit, I wouldn't put my name on it. That's for sure. If
Yeah,
you,
yeah, yeah.
I'll put it to you this way, RJ. If you and I are ever making a movie and I say, "Oh no, we don't need to put the Wilco Media logo there," you should turn around and go, "What's wrong with the movie?" That should be the
Yeah,
only
yeah, yeah.
reaction. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because
No,
if
but all I'm saying is there are ways to make digital look like film.
oh,
I'm
of
not saying
course.
it's perfect,
No,
but
it's not
you know, you
nothing,
can
but
get that
nothing.
effect.
No, but nothing's perfect though. That's the thing. Nothing's
Yeah.
perfect, and the point of the film is not about the quality or the type of equipment. It's about the story. That's the point.
Mhm.
If you're telling the
Yeah.
story in the best possible way you can, and it's the best story you can tell, you're doing your job, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Amen.
This is like people saying, just as an example to tie it into something else, because I don't know, somebody might watch this and think we're fucking morons, which we are, but who cares? But at least we're morons
Mhm.
together. Um,
All right.
this is the same as if someone says, "Oh, well, if you're an oil painter, using oil paints or whatever, then you're a real painter. If you use acrylics, you're not a real painter." Fuck off. You know what I mean? It's all the same.
Mhm.
It's more about the end result and what you're able to do with the medium that you can use. That's all.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I look at it 28 years later. It's shot on a fucking phone, for God's sake.
I know. Yeah.
I don't know. It's
It's not
all
about
crap.
the stuff, it's about who you got behind it, right?
It's true.
That's a
Peacock.
hard transition.
It is a hard
Yeah.
transition. Peacock. Speaking of hard,
Yeah. There it is.
Ted, the animated series with Seth MacFarlane and Mark Wahlberg and all of them. It's going to be an animated thing. How do you give me a take on this?
I
Because
don't like this. I don't like your attitude here.
I'm okay.
I mean,
Does
listen,
nothing
to
does
me, when
nothing
I see
stand
this,
alone
I'm like,
anymore? What are
if
we
you got
doing?
no, well, to me, I'm like, I see this and I'm like, well, you got the whole cast back. Why didn't you just make a third movie? That's like that to me
Like,
is
what
like,
are
why
we
do you have to make an
doing?
anime?
Why do we
The
need to make
first
an
2
animated
movies,
series?
like, I can't imagine that Mark Wahlberg would rather do animated voiceover than be in a movie,
My God.
right? I mean,
Yeah,
listen,
yeah,
I'll probably watch it. I heard good things about that prequel one that they did.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You already got a Ted show going. Why wouldn't you just make a Ted 3? I
Do
know Seth MacFarlane's money spot is in animation, but
yeah, Fuzzy Door. They do a lot of. That's his
yeah,
production company. They do all the animation for Family
yeah.
Guy and American Dad.
I don't know.
You
I
know,
say complete the trilogy, man.
I say, did we even need a Ted 2? Now, listen, I enjoyed Ted 2, but there is nothing
Mhm.
like the first Ted with Mila Kunis and Mark
Sure.
Wahlberg. I got to tell you, when that came out, I don't even think the idea was like that original talking teddy bear. It was
Mhm.
talking like Boston teddy bear. That's just
Yeah.
crazy. That movie is one of the funniest movies I have ever
Yeah,
seen.
it is.
It's fantastic. I didn't know what I was walking into. I'm telling you, I went in the theater, and this is the
Yeah.
one movie I almost got kicked out for laugh because it's me. I'm so
Yeah.
loud. I was laughing so hard in that theater,
Yeah.
I almost got kicked. People were turning over their shoulder like they're going, "Shut the fuck up! Who is this?" I'm serious. I love
Yeah.
Ted. Ted 2 came out. I didn't watch it in theaters. I watched it on streaming. It's funny. I laughed. It's the same fucking thing as Ted 1, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. The show, do I need to see a little boy running around with a swearing teddy bear? Not really. Not really. And do I
Yeah.
need to see Mark
Yeah.
Wahlberg animated? What was the last thing that Mark Wahlberg did animated? He played an animated character.
Yeah. Who the fuck knows? I don't know.
Exactly. Exactly. And so here's the
Yeah.
thing, like Seth MacFarlane, I feel like he is not, and correct me if I'm wrong, and if I ever, God forbid, if I ever got the opportunity to work with someone like Seth MacFarlane, I would, love you, Mark, love you too.
Scooby-Doo animated movie he did.
He played Scooby
Mark.
Doo.
No, I don't know who he played.
Very helpful. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm looking it up. Mark Wahlberg played John Gotti. Oh my god. No,
You're
I
such a
just had it.
fucking pain in the ass. You know that? Look it up.
He played Brian, whoever that is.
Right. So nobody knows who Brian is. Nobody cares. So this is the thing. Mark Wahlberg, animated. He's probably getting getting a bag. I don't think there's no way that Mark signed up for this deal and was like, oh, I can't wait to be animated.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't
Nobody
know.
nobody spends that much time working on their
I mean, it's
look.
probably cheaper. Maybe they couldn't get funding to do the movie.
Also, he's
I don't know.
doing a series, Mark Wahlberg?
Right.
Is it a
That
limited
yeah,
series? What if this thing gets picked up for 10 years? What is he gonna do?
yeah, yeah. But I will say, I mean, when you're talking about an animated series, his workload, like he probably has to go in there for a few days versus 90 days of shooting a movie or how many they would with that, you know.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe he's slowing down. Maybe he's slowing
Oh, I mean,
down and
he's definitely not in as much, but I don't know. I mean, I hope it's good.
yeah. When he can when he
But
can get up and get away from the pew, then he's
well, yeah, he hasn't been doing like stuff like this, more raunchy stuff.
yeah.
It seemed like he was kind of trying to change his image a bit and what films he does do. So
Mm,
I was actually kind of surprised that he was coming back for this. But yeah,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, listen,
Good
I think it'll
film.
be interesting. Do we have any
Oh.
info on it? Have we seen anything about it besides that
No, I
BTS
mean
thing?
it just takes place after the second movie. That's all we know.
Yeah.
The whole cast is back.
Yeah, listen, here's the other thing too, right? How do we feel
Yeah,
about Peacock?
I don't have it.
I don't either.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I did? I had a free trial way back when I was watching the new version of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air I watched on Peacock.
Okay.
A
Oh, the like serious version.
Yeah, yeah. Wasn't that great? And,
Mhm.
after I watched that, I let the trial expire. Haven't had it since. Haven't watched a single
Yeah,
thing on Peacock.
nothing's come out on there that's made me be like, oh, I have to have that.
Right. You know what? The
Yeah.
one streaming service that I and it's not Disney Plus. The one streaming service that I want that I see things come out for and I'm like, "Oh,
I know what you're gonna say.
Paramount
Paramount
Plus."
Plus.
They have
No,
some
really.
great shit. That
No,
would be
they got some heaters. Yeah.
they really do. The Offer. I mean, Paramount Plus has got
They
some
have the Taylor Sheridan shows.
yeah.
Uh, they
Eh,
have some good movies too, Evan. Yeah.
Netflix is such a shit service now that I feel like I could get rid of my Netflix and pick up a Paramount. Everything's just so fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Everything's 15, 20, $80 a
Yeah.
month.
And they just like they never have good stuff. Like even movie wise, like now when I watch a movie, Amazon Prime has a great selection.
They have great
Um,
I have a
I
couple
wa-
movies on Amazon Prime now.
yeah,
Yeah, I
I
do.
watched. You know what I watched last night? First time,
What?
Jerry Maguire.
Oh,
You ever
first
seen it?
time, really?
Dude, what a picture, huh?
Yeah, that's a good
One of the
movie.
best. That's a top rom com.
Yeah, Jerry
And
Maguire's a
you know
great
what I
film.
didn't realize too is all the lines from that movie that I didn't even know originated from there, like "Show me the money,"
Yes,
"Help
dude, I
me
was just
help
gonna say,
you."
"Show me the money."
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Great movie. I love Tom.
Great
I'm on a
movie.
Tom Cruise binge.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah, you should watch, what's the other one he was in there? Fucking Rain Man. Great film.
Rain Man, Risky Business.
The Impossible Missions.
Yeah, I'm gonna rewatch those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tom Cruise. He's really, I
I
might
like
even
Tom.
I'm gonna say I might go on a limb here and say I might convert to Scientology. Okay?
Yeah.
I
No,
might-
I mean, all that aside, like the guy doesn't miss movie wise.
no,
He
he's
has
very
very few bad movies.
listen, he may
Yeah.
be a little bit of a pain in the ass to work with sometimes, and he may be a little kooky when it comes to Scientology. The guy is a fucking genius when it comes to movie marketing
Mhm.
and what a good movie is supposed to be. Blockbuster,
Yeah, he
whatever.
knows. Yeah.
He knows, you know?
Mhm.
That's a good
And
thing.
he cares about what people get when they pay $20 to go to the theater.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that genuinely matters to him. Yeah.
I think it's the best way to care about I was talking to you about this last week with the Met Gala and how these people are trying to stay relevant and they're trying to be
Mhm.
whatever. Tom Cruise stays relevant by putting out the best possible shit he can. That's the way you should be doing
Yeah, he
movies.
proves that all you need to do is put out good shit and people will come.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my point. I
Yeah.
think that he's really and he knows and I'm sure it becomes muscle memory and a little bit of second nature when it comes to this stuff. It's obviously very difficult to do when you're early on in your career, but that he has just dialed that in to this is what I do. This is how you make it good. If you want it to be good, do it this way. He's very good at that
Yeah.
stuff, you know?
No, yeah. No,
I don't
I respect it.
what's the let's go out, let's go a little crazy here real quick just to check ourselves. What's the worst Tom Cruise movie you can think of?
I think, Rotten Tomatoes wise, it's Cocktail, 9%.
Wow.
Uh, However, I've been wanting to watch that. That seems to me like a good 80s flick,
It
Cocktail.
it
He's
is
a
with all
bartender.
the flaring and the
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's great. I'm shocked.
Let me see. Let me look it up.
Yeah.
Lowest, Tom Cruise run. I know he was in that sci-fi movie Oblivion, in the mid 2000s that got some bad reviews, but honestly, like, most of it's good. Let's see. All Tom Cruise movies ranked by Tomato Meter. His number one highest ranked is Mission Impossible Fallout, 98% Rotten Tomatoes on that baby.
Yeah.
Let's go to the bottom here. Yeah. So we got Cocktail bottom at 9%. The Mummy, that reboot,
Yeah.
15%.
I mean, The Mummy wasn't great.
Uh,
I'd put Cocktail above
yeah.
The Mummy personally, but whatever. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. There's some ones here, but even like Days of Thunder at 39, 38%, that's a bang. That's a great. I think that's underrated.
Yeah, I liked War of the Worlds
We
too.
got
I watched that.
Yeah, that's not even here. That might be up a little bit.
Yeah.
The first, like Mission Impossible 2, not great. But like Top Gun, the original Top Gun is a 59% Rotten
Yeah,
Tomatoes.
see,
That's
they
ridiculous.
don't know what the fuck they're
That's
talking about, all right?
Yeah.
Idiots.
You do that now. I mean, that let's see what the audience review on that is. 83
Of
should be higher.
course. Okay, it should be higher,
Yeah.
but there's a bunch of crazy libs. You know what are you gonna do? I'll
Yeah,
cut that
but
out.
some
Don't
of
worry.
these movies here I think are great
Yeah.
too. But yeah, I would say most of these are unreal.
Well,
Magnolia.
I think a lot of critic scores and audience scores, it's very, very subjective stuff, you know?
Mhm.
There's a ton
Yeah.
of movies out there that I like. I mean, one of my all-time favorite comedies out there is The Birdcage. I don't know if you've watched that yet or not with Robin
No.
Williams. That movie is fucking hilarious. It's completely subjective. If you don't like Miami and if you don't like drag clubs and if you don't like Robin Williams, you're an idiot if you don't like Robin Williams. But if you
Yeah, yeah.
if you don't like that snappy, witty, gay humor, you're not going to like Birdcage. That's it. You know?
Yeah.
If you do, it'll be right up there with whatever the fuck else you like. If you only like Spielberg or Michael Bay movies or something like that, you may not like everything that Scorsese makes. It's completely fucking subjective
Yeah.
stuff. So
I'm with you.
yeah, that's movies. Pick your own.
Speaking of Scorsese, I didn't realize Tom Cruise is in The Color of Money.
It's green.
Paul Newman. I got to
In case
watch
anybody's
that.
wondering, the color of money is green. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
But yeah, no, I think that's interesting. What else? We had something else for Peacock, right? That you texted me. Or
Yeah, well, they just kind of announced this morning
Yeah.
the official title of the Office spinoff follow-up series. It's called The Paper. It's
Yeah.
going to be on Peacock. The poster here says from the universe of The Office.
Mm-hmm. It looked like in the picture. I was scrolling down on that X post you sent me. It looks like people were zooming in and cropping. It looks like Oscar is in the.
Oscar is in it. He is the one guy coming over that we know of. He's transferring over.
Right.
So I think they work at a newspaper.
Yeah, let me guess. A
That's what they're
liberal
doing.
nutpaper.
Who knows?
Oh, I guarantee
mean,
the second dude. It's not. See, the difference with the thing that made The Office
wow.
interesting was that they were paper, like just white. Just. I shouldn't say that. They were just paper manufacturers. Like they literally made reams of paper. That was their job. Now it's a newspaper. So there's gonna be a political spin to it. It's Peacock, so it's NBC, MSDNC.
You know who's going to be watching this?
Donald Trump.
Not me.
Not me. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah, I could. This could never see the light of the day, and my life wouldn't change.
Not
one
one
bit.
iota. Not one iota. It
Yeah.
wouldn't change.
It actually might improve if it doesn't come out. I think.
Well, the thing that's funny to me is that the original, the Steve Carell Office, that in and of itself is a spin-off reboot of the British version.
Yeah.
So it's like they
Make something new.
They can't.
Retards.
They can't
Sorry.
do it. They can't do it. I don't know why they can't do it. It's so dumb. You just there are at I guarantee you at every single one of these studios in LA, NBC studio, all of them, Paramount, there are rooms with file cabinets of unless they burned them all or scanned them, and there are
Mhm.
thousands and thousands and thousands of never even open. They haven't even cracked the spine on half of these scripts, and they just
Yeah.
refuse to make anything original, and it's so pathetic.
They're scared, man.
But what are they? See, here's the thing: if you could make, this is what I don't understand. If my company was worth billions and billions of dollars, why not take like, I don't know, 1,000,000 and make 10 pilots of different shows for 100 grand a pop. Bing, bing,
'Cause
bing,
they
bing,
don't
bing.
think they're gonna make money,
But
and then they think they're
but you
gonna
can
lose their
but when
job.
but when you can afford to lose 1,000,000, or even let's go crazy and say 10,000,000. You make 10 shows, 1,000,000 a pop. You get some stars, you get some whatever, and you say, let's dig deep and just find some shit that might work. Something new,
Mhm.
something different. And they just refuse. And I can't, I can't believe that they wouldn't want to lose
Well, if you're
10,000,000.
a creative executive at Disney, you're answering to a board, and in their
But this
mind,
is
all
what
they
pisses
care
me off.
about
Oh,
is
I'm so happy
how
you just
much
said that.
money.
Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying all they care about is, from a board perspective, is how's their stock doing. And if a Star Wars movie comes out and makes $2 billion, that looks a lot better to them than a $1 million movie making 5 mil.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Yeah,
don't listen. I don't disagree with you. At the same time, Disney was started. They didn't have people that worked in the studio with Walt. They had
yeah,
Imagineers. Okay. These people would come up with crazy, amazing, brand new ideas, and Walt never turned anybody down. Everything was
yeah.
like, here's what we should do, and this is a new creative thing, and it's gonna make the kiddies happy. And Walt was like, how much do you
Mm.
need? That the guy was a genius. The guy was a genius.
But all that generation of executives are gone. It's a total.
But what
It's
I'm
now a
saying, but
business.
yes, I know, and I agree with you. What I'm
Yeah,
saying is it's sad that they don't continue that culture.
definitely. Mhm.
They should continue that
No, it's
culture.
turned into a corporate job.
Right. And it used to invite the best creatives of the world. That's the only reason they got this is the thing that people don't get. Is like, yeah, Disney's a top dog, blah, blah, blah. But why are they a top dog? Because they took
Mm.
risks. They went out there and they had fun. And they said, we're gonna make the
Yeah.
best shit that we can possibly make. And nobody's gonna tell us that it's no good because we're gonna do it the best way we can. I don't know.
Yeah, and as a creative executive, I feel like what makes a great executive is acquiring great scripts, attaching great talent, and boom, that's the recipe, right?
Yeah, man. It's not it like
You know?
I feel again, I've said this before, I'll say it again. I feel like as an industry, we tend to overcomplicate the process of telling good stories. Like,
Mhm.
what is wrong with us? Why don't we just say, okay, here's a story. Oh, I love that story. We should make that into a movie. Make it into a movie. People also enjoy it, or they don't.
Yeah.
But whatever. Like that, if they don't like it, you make a different one, and you pick up the piece. You move the fuck
Yeah.
on. Everybody's so
Well,
obsessed with the billions, and it's so annoying.
who isn't? One company that isn't?
Whoa, give me a company? Wilco Media.
A A24.
Hey,
Right?
they're right up there too.
There it is.
A24 will release The Peasant, starring RJ Curreri.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
The Peasant is a revenge action thriller starring and directed by Dev Patel, and it's set in the 1300s. Interesting time frame.
Mm, like
1300s. You see a lot of 15, 1600s. This is like the Renaissance
you don't
period.
see the 13s.
The 13s, those are some dark ages, man. Those,
It
that's
was. It
like-
was.
those are some not so fun times. Do you know anything more about this? You only gave me a couple of bullet points here.
Yeah, it says it follows a shepherd in the 1300s who embarks on a rage-fueled campaign against a group of mercenary knights who ransack this community. Um, Dev Patel, his directorial debut was Monkey Man, which came out last year. I believe it was kind of a very similar, modern but very action-driven, John Wick-like.
Yes.
Got great reviews. I haven't had a chance to see it yet. So I imagine he's kind of putting that now in that 1300 setting, which I love. I love a good period piece. Let's go. I
Well,
think
I
it
think
takes
let's
place
put
in
hold
India.
on. Let's put emphasis on good. A good period
Oh
piece.
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
All right, continue. It
Um,
takes place in India, you said?
yeah, I believe so, which is kind of not a typical location you see in the 1300s. Like we're always in Europe or something. So I think that's cool. I'm interested to see that. I don't know much about like India around that period of history.
Who was the guy? Who was the Indian actor who was the Bollywood actor who was just at the Met Gala? Look it up. There
You
was only,
watch
he was the first. He was like the first Indian actor to show up at the Met Gala, and he was the first one and the only one there.
Shah Rukh Khan.
Yeah. Okay.
Shah Rukh Khan.
I wonder if he'll be included in this if it takes place in India at all. He's like the most famous actor in India right now. He's huge.
Really?
Yeah. He's huge.
Is he in what's it called? RRR?
No, he's not, but he's in everything the fuck else.
Oh, I've definitely seen this guy before.
Yeah.
Familiar.
He's like extremely famous. Over there. I mean, they got 1 billion people.
Fucking Bollywood posters are crazy.
Dude, Bollywood movies are crazy. I love it. I think you know what? I think that's part of
He's
the
been in about fucking 100 movies. This guy.
Yeah, I know.
His Google.
Dude, it's insane. I also
You know who he looks like is Pat Bet David, PBD.
Yeah, a little bit. PBD's Assyrian, but this guy is
Yeah.
I don't know where this guy's from. I bet he's happy to be in LA right now and not on the border of Pakistan.
Not in New Delhi. He was
yeah.
born in New Delhi.
Yeah. No, he's
New Deal Delhi in Revere.
Yeah, there you go. Dude, New Deal's a good one.
Yeah, it's great.
New Deal's a good one. Yeah, I don't know. I think part of the reason that I like Bollywood movies is because they are different than anything that's over here in Western cinema. You know, it's like and I'm not even really a big anime guy, but they shoot those movies like they're live action anime.
Yeah, they got a style, man.
Yeah, well, it's just different. It's finally something different. And I don't mind a couple of subtitles. You know, people, you can watch Parasite. You got subtitles there too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's everything is drama. Everything, you know, the character looks and they zoom right in, and everything is like a big.
It's very melodramatic.
Yeah,
over the top.
And you know what? You know what I like about them too? They bring the fun back to the theater. The music is always top of the line. Great. I love Indian music. I think it's fantastic. Makes you want to dance. You're paying attention the whole time, and you never are questioning. It's funny because even as an English speaker, you can watch an Indian movie with the subtitles, but because of the way they shoot it, you know what the characters are going through. Okay, this is a bad thing. This is a good thing. This is a fight. This is, you know, who you want to win.
Yeah.
They're very good at visual storytelling, I would say, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Anyway,
Definitely.
that's just a
the production value's always big. It's always great.
Yeah.
You know?
That was great. That was a
I don't
little
know what that was.
That's a little Indian came out there. That's always great.
That's not what I was intending. Oh god.
No, listen, the Peasant sounds interesting. I like 1300s India. That's an interesting one. That's an interesting one.
I don't know.
I don't know how that's going to come out.
Well, I mean, obviously they got the class system and everything there, so it's pretty interesting. I'm sure it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting setting.
Yeah.
Medieval India. Let's see. Oh, they get some cool forts.
Yeah, cool.
Buddhism.
Elephants, big puffy pants with tight ankles.
Interesting.
It's very Aladdin. Very Aladdin.
I'll watch it.
One jump out of the bread line. Yeah. No, I like it.
No, but I'm excited. Hey, again, another original movie. A24 has been keeping it going.
Yeah.
Going strong. I just saw Friendship the other night with Paul Rudd and Tim Robinson.
How'd you like it?
It was funny.
Yeah.
I liked it. Well, it's funny because it's an A24 movie, so it's like shot like a serious drama, but it's just ridiculous. I think you like it. I don't know. Are you familiar with Tim Robinson?
No, not
his
particularly.
comedy. He's got that show. You ever seen the meme? He goes in the drive-thru. He's like 55 burgers, 55 fries. You know that guy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, he's crazy, but I liked it.
Yeah, that's fine. You need a little crazy every now and then. I think it's great.
Yeah, but it's cool that A24 will put out a movie like that, but also do a medieval like Indian action movie. It's cool.
It's great.
Or warfare. You know, yeah.
It's great.
It's Here we go.
No, I think it's good. I'm excited for Peacemaker, man. I'm excited for a lot of stuff.
He's reportedly reading the Bible during a sex trafficking trial. There you go.
Apparently, he's going to sing like a bird. He said very recently, if nobody's going to come defend me, then you're all going down with me. That's what he said.
Yeah, he'll be dead.
Yeah. I saw an
He'll be dead by dawn.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I do
I
find
don't know.
it.
I feel like it might be too obvious now if that happens.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I also think it's very interesting, like Ellen DeGeneres and Rosie O'Donnell, they're all like not happy living in Ireland. Like
Yeah. Oh,
there's
it's great.
no one gives
How
a shit
about
about them. Anyway, a lot of good stuff coming out. I think it's gonna be great. Looking forward to Peacemaker. Looking forward to Superman. I can't wait to do. We'll do a special episode that's only Superman related. I'm sure that'll be good stuff. RJ, you got anything else?
that's it, man.
Great, RJ. Take us home. Oh, wait,
Hey,
before you do, Movie Mob premieres every Friday, 6 p.m. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you send it to your friends because there's no greater gift than the Movie Mob podcast. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
RJ,
Mm-hmm.
take us home.
How you doing?